WowRadioCT.com and 97.7 FM with Soulshine Allman Brothers Band for Cheshire on the Blue Plate Special at Landry's Luncheonette, where we're going to wrap things up a little bit early today. I have some messages to take care of. But before I get to those messages, I want to say howdy to a few people that are in the studio. We got a party going on. Y'all got to get nice and close to those microphones. Cameras are running. We're on YouTube, youtube.com. Look for Wow Radio CT. Click live, and you'll see us there. In the studio right now, Roberto Alfaro.
Alfaro, yep.
That's what I said. Roberto Alfaro.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Sandi Young.
Hello.
Kristen Parsons.
Hello.
Eddie Seville.
Hello.
All of these four people have something in common. We're going to find out what that is coming up in just a few minutes here on WowRadioCT.com and 97.7 FM. We are wowradiocT.com and 97.7 FM. I'm Pam Landry. It is 12:33 on this Tuesday, the 17th of June. And man, oh man, we got a party going on in the studio. A moment ago, I had everyone sign in on the air. But now we're going to find out more. We're going to find out how all of you have come together, how all of you know each other. I will start off by saying each one of the four folks that are in the studio with me right now, Roberto, Sandi, Eddie, and Kristen, are all people that I know and all people that have been in the studio before.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
However, what's brought you here today is kind of a whole different ball game. You're going to come together at an event, but before we get to that event, I want to talk about how you guys are all interconnected.
Absolutely.
Roberto Alfaro, I've known you for a while.
Many years. Yeah.
First met you at Quinnipiac University.
Yep.
You were working there. Brian and I were working there. Roberto has been a police officer for the city of Hartford.
Yep.
Roberto's the kind of person that's done pretty much everything. Was a mounted police officer for Hartford, city of Hartford. You're a professional model, an actor, a salsa dancer and instructor, a personal trainer, a competitive bodybuilder, a mounted police instructor, a motivational speaker, a writer, and now a published author with your memoir, Fighting Through the Hurdles of My Life.
Yep. Absolutely.
Did I cover just
you
about
got everything.
All right,
yeah,
good.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I need
thank you.
I need oxygen.
Thank you
after
for having
that.
me here.
So basically, you're classic underachiever, Roberto Alfaro.
I try.
Yes. Next to Roberto, we have Sandi Young,
Yes.
who has been here.
Yes.
You're an author of a book called A Legacy of Strength, My Story on Paper.
Yes.
And you were here before and discussed that book. Kristen Parsons,
yes,
one of the owners of Small Batch Cellars, a wonderful winery and entertainment venue in North Haven that I think I spend too much time at. And Eddie Seville, a singer-songwriter, musician.
Allegedly.
Oh, stop it. You're one of the best, and we all know it.
Well, thank you.
So how do I start? Sandi, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Because when you came into the studio the first time to talk about your book, the reason you found us was because of Roberto.
Yes. It was Roberto started this whole journey
Connection.
of the four of us being here today.
Okay, so how did that happen? Roberto, an author. Is that why you first reached out to Roberto, or did he reach out to you, or how did that go?
I met a friend of his.
Mutual friend.
Mutual
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
We were getting our nails done, and we just got to chitty-chatting, and she worked in education. I had worked in education. She was like, "Why are you back in Connecticut?" And I said, "Well, I moved back to write my story."
So where are you from originally?
I am originally from Connecticut. Half my life here, grew up, and then lived in Washington State. for
Okay,
over
so you
20
moved
years.
away to Washington State, and then you came back.
Came back to write my book.
Gotcha.
And this wonderful lady, Mary Beth, said, "Oh, we have a family friend. He published his memoir, and he loves to share his story and his journey to help others publish their story." So she gave me his number. About a week or so later, I called Roberto, and we chatted for almost 2 hours.
Wow.
He
Yeah.
gave me so much wonderful suggestions, advice, guidance, and he was like, "Call me anytime." And I didn't call him for a year and a
For a
half
year,
until
yeah,
this
yeah.
past February when my book was published. And I was like, "Roberto, it happened. It's published."
Wow.
Again, we chatted for another hour and a half, and he
Yep.
was like, "Here's a connection to WOW Radio. Email Holly."
Oh, yeah.
And here I was, and 2 weeks later, that's what brought me here to WOW.
So you had not, Sandi Young, you had not written your book yet when you and Roberto connected. You were
Yeah.
thinking about writing it,
I
right?
was writing for maybe about 5 months at that point, 4 to 5
Oh,
months.
really?
So
but
you were
yes.
starting it, you're working on it.
Exactly.
But your connection with Roberto, because he has a lot of experiences that you've written about in your memoir,
Yep.
was what kind of spurred you on to continue with the book and finish the book?
Yes, and also just he gave me such great advice for publishing, what type of publisher, what to look for in speaking events, and he just very knowledgeable. He shares all of his information, which is lovely,
So he basically became your agent without.
without even trying. Yes. And then and the crazy
You getting
Thank you.
10%, Roberto?
I should be. Right? No,
And the
I'm just
crazy
joking.
thing I want to put out is here. It was a year and a half later that I reached out to Roberto, and it wasn't until today
Yep.
that we
finally
actually met in person.
Yes, which
here
is
on the show.
awesome.
Yep, yep.
Awesome, because I've
is
met
great.
all of you, and I remember Sandy saying, I still haven't met Roberto, and the first time I'm going to meet him is going to be at WOW Radio. And I
Yes.
was like,
That's
great.
fantastic.
Yeah,
What
I
a-
love this.
What a story, huh?
Yes, and now we're doing an author event together.
And
too,
now you're
which is
doing an
amazing.
author event together. And Eddie Seville, musician Eddie Seville, singer-songwriter, you're connected because when Sandy was here with her book, talking about her book, you were visiting us
I
that
was
day.
promoting a show, that's correct.
And you played a song that struck a chord with Sandy.
Yes. And it just so happened, just by the strings that were connected, is the show that I was promoting was actually at the Small Batch Winery.
Right, Small Batch in North Haven. Sandy went to that show.
Yeah.
Yes, but tell them the song that you sang that day,
Yes.
which
So
was
it's
the craziest.
called The Secrets That We Keep.
Wow.
Yes, which is in line with my book.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That Brian was trying to get me to reveal my secret, and I would not.
You got to read the
You
book.
got to read the book.
Yeah.
And Eddie, hopefully you'll play that tune today.
I would love to.
Because if you don't, you're not leaving the studio.
I would love to.
It's just, you know. And then Kristen.
Yes.
Kristen, co-owner of Small Batch Cellars, who's kind of brought all these people together,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Because Sandy approached you and said, how about doing a local authors event?
Yep. That night that Eddie played, she came in. I met her, and it was off to the races. She said, "Do you want to have an author event?" I said, "I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's
that would
a
be
great
amazing."
idea.
And then she said, "Why don't you pair wine to all the books?" And
Mm-hmm.
that was it. I was sold.
Yeah. And Eddie, are you going to be playing at this?
I am.
You are? Oh, terrific. Because I didn't know if that was happening or not.
No, I was invited. I was certainly happy to be invited.
Extra bonus, and something to mention also. I mean, there's a lot to talk about here, but this is a free event. I mean, you can just go. You have to pay for the food and the wine, obviously, and we hope you will. But if you just want to meet these authors and meet Eddie Seville and meet Kristen and Michael, who run Small Batch, you can do that. You're free to do that. It's this Saturday afternoon from 12 till 4 at Small Batch Cellars in North Haven, and it's 8 local authors.
Yes.
So where we've got 2 of those 8 here, how did the other 6 get involved?
So when I first moved back to Connecticut and started writing, I joined CAPA, which is the Connecticut Author and Publishers Association, and that is how I met Wendy, who was one of our authors, as well as Dan. He was a presenter that day, and I wanted to reach out to the original people when I was organizing this event that really I've been in contact with, or just the writing community in Connecticut is amazing. Like I said, the first time I was here, and like you both mentioned with the music community.
Yeah, it's
and-
so similar. How
Yes.
there's
And then I met Barbara at
lot
an
of
event
talent.
a year ago, August, and I met Melissa as well at another Kappa event. So I just wanted to invite those people that I put it out to them first, that I first met, to come and join. And then we have a few others, Agatha as well. I met her through the library, through Mary Beth as well,
yeah.
with the literary agent. So it's amazing how the
crazy.
universe works.
who,
amazing. What a
who
small
are the
world, right?
menopause girls? I see that on the list.
Yes. And
What is that?
I met them for the first time on Mother's Day weekend, and that was through Wendy. She was in contact with them, and I wanted to have an even number of 8 authors, and so she was like, they are a great, little group of gals and a great, message. So yeah, they're a part of our.
So
writing
are they
community.
authors?
Yes.
The
Yeah, the 3 of them,
menopause
yes.
girls. Are they related or just friends?
Friends. Yes, as far as I know, friends. And so, yeah, it'll be a great event to come and talk to us authors and check out our books. They'll all be there for purchase. And we're doing wine flights.
Yes, I think for the menopause girls, mood swings. Is the wine that I paired with it.
That's the name of one of your wines,
Yes.
Kristen. Mood swings. That's
That's awesome.
perfect.
That's
I love that. Yeah, and I want to talk about that. I mean, this is such a great event. You've got the names of the other authors: Wendy Haller,
Yes.
Wendy Haller, Dan Blanchard, Barbara McLean, Melissa Lombardo, the Menopause Girls, Agatha. Is it Sissel?
Yes, Cicely.
Sissel, and then Sandy Young and Roberto Alfaro. So the Sips and Stories events, the authors are going to be there. Kristen, how is this going to work? You being, the brains behind Small Batch Cellars in
Yeah.
North Haven. How is this going to be set up?
Well, they're going to be outside on the patio because it's going to be a beautiful
It
day.
is going to be.
Fingers crossed.
Shockingly.
I know, the first weekend that's not raining.
Yeah.
And then they'll all have a wine at their table, and you can go buy a $20 tasting flight, and then you get tickets. You get 5 tickets with that, and you can go to each table, and there's more than 5, but you can choose what you'd like to taste, and then maybe the authors will sign your bottle, maybe they'll sign their books for you.
So how are the wines being chosen for each author? Is the author picking them?
I'm pairing them like
You
it would be
are.
at dinner, so I'm kind of looking at the ingredients and the feel of their book. And
Okay.
pairing it that way. So
So you've already chosen what they'll be.
I have.
Now, Sandy showed me a picture on your phone of your bottle, and it has the cover of your book as the label.
Yes, that's
Are you doing that for all the authors?
a limited edition for that wine.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
What a great
Nice.
idea.
Yeah, because the night I met Kristen, the very first time at Small Batch, because it is a
Yep.
winery, and I said, "Well, I drink prosecco. Do you have a prosecco here?" And she's like, "We do. We have a rosé." And so originally we thought that, but then she mentioned she had an unlabeled regular bottle of prosecco, and we just kind of both looked at each other.
Bingo.
and
And that became
boom.
the Sandy Young wine.
Yes.
Roberto,
yes.
do you know what your wine is? Is this going to be a surprise?
No, you told me, but I didn't bring it with me. The name of it, I forget the name of it, but
Is he a rift?
I think it might be.
have
I
to-
think it
I
might be
have to
Rift.
look.
A red? I can see Roberto as a red.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I think a
That's what I
red
drink,
wine.
Yeah, red wine.
So each of the 8 authors will have their own
Yes.
wines. You can buy a flight of wines and go sample all the wines. Eddie Seville will not have his own wine.
No, but I'll be
But he'll be
enjoying everyone
sampling them?
else's. You know what? I think it's a fantastic idea. I love books and I love
love
wine, and I think the combination is just
love it.
excellent.
It is, and I hope you're going to do more of this kind of thing, Kristen, because I think it's a brilliant idea.
I've actually gotten a couple of calls.
Good.
For other authors that would
Wow.
like to be at the next one. So
Nice.
I think you've
Oh,
started
that's
something.
We can
awesome.
do a
That's awesome.
series.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That
I
is
love that.
awesome. I love
We've
it.
had a few authors in here, so maybe I should hook you up with them too.
right.
Aside
Absolutely.
from Roberto and Sandy, who of course are 2 of our favorites.
Oh, thank you. You
All
too.
the books that Sandy and Roberto have written are personal. Yours,
Memoirs. Yeah.
they're memoirs about very personal things that have happened in your lives. The other authors that are coming, the other 6, what are their books like? Are they similar? Are they memoirs? Are they all different? Are they fiction, nonfiction? Do you know?
We have a little bit of
a combination
everything.
of
Yeah, we have a
everything,
little
right?
bit
You
of
do.
everything.
Little bit of
Some
everything, yeah.
on poetry, some on writing for healing, and again, some memoirs,
Yep.
some kind of not necessarily self-help, but more like guides for
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, and motivational speaking, things like that. So we have a nice
Nice
mix.
representation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. a
So there
very-
wasn't like a common thread between these authors. It was just that they're local Connecticut authors.
Yes, they're all local Connecticut authors. And I think our theme, too, I would say, is our passion for writing, sharing our story, and really healing. I think all the way around, most of
Absolutely,
our stories
absolutely, yeah.
revolve around our personal healing and wanting to help others heal from their life
Absolutely, yeah.
experiences.
And I know that's definitely true of your book, Sandy. Roberto,
Yeah.
you wrote your memoir how long ago?
It was published in July of 2022.
2022. Okay,
Yeah.
so about 3 years ago.
Yes.
And
yes.
what did this come out of? I mean, what prompted you to write your
Believe
memoir?
it or not, one day I was just, I've been through a lot of trauma and difficult situations in my life. And one day I was just flipping through the channels, and I came across an Oprah Winfrey show, and this is in 2004, August of 2004. And the topic of her show was everybody has a story to tell. And when I heard that
Or
really
2 or 3 or 4.
yeah. So when I heard that, that really got to me, because I said, wow, I have a great story to tell that I've been carrying in my heart and soul for so many years. I said, why not share it, and hopefully somebody that might have gone through what I went through in my life, or currently going through what I've been through in my life, and just to give them hope that anything is possible in life. I mean, I was at one point I was hanging around with the wrong people. I was a high school dropout, and thanks to some mentors, they turned my life around, and I became a successful person. Like what you talked about earlier.
Yeah, quite a list you have.
I actually became the first person in my family to go to college because I had dropped out of school. And then my life changed from that point on. But I still had some struggles along the way. You know, I got married at the age of 19, and I had a child, and I was poor, and I went through some difficult changes. But I overcame. I never lost hope that one day I would be able to turn my life around and become a success story. And I was able to accomplish that. And it took me a while, but here I am,
Roberto, was it one mentor that turned it around for you, or was
I had
a
a couple.
combination
I had a couple
of people?
Together, these two mentors entered my life at just the right time, and they convinced me to go back to school, and I did, and I cut out, I did away with all those people that weren't worth hanging around with, and people that didn't, weren't good for me, good choices. And
How old were you when that happened?
I was a young kid. I was only like 14 years old.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so.
But you have to, I mean, you can have mentors, but you also have to want it yourself.
Yes.
It's got to be inside you.
Yes, exactly. See, in my neighborhood, it was a really tough neighborhood. One of the worst drug and gang infested neighborhoods of the South Bronx, and there was constantly people getting shot and killed. I lost like at least 12 people, friends and people that I knew from the neighborhood by the age of 16. So I didn't see spending my whole life in that cycle. I said, you know what?
Because you may not make it if you stay there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I said, this is not the life for me. I want to be a success story. I have many dreams, and I said, this is I need to break this cycle and just go a different avenue, different path, and it worked out for me. The best decision I made in my life, and the best, thanks to God's blessings, He put these mentors in my life, and they changed my life.
An inspiration you are, and you're paying that forward by writing the book, but you're also doing motivational speaking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you have something coming up.
Yes.
In Waterbury.
Yes, at the Palace Theater on December the 2nd. I'll be there, and it'll be a storytelling, sharing my stories from my book. And also, I'll be performing some of the scenes that I went through in my life, and it's not the main concert area, but it's a smaller stage, and it fits like 60 some odd people, and it's gonna be December the 2nd
at the Waterbury Palace, which is a beautiful theater. And now that WOW Radio CT is on in Waterbury,
look at that.
97.7 FM, 1320 AM.
I would love to be there.
This is perfect.
Yes.
And we'll be, posting the information as we get closer to that,
Thank
Roberto. Sandy Young, you have shared your story with us without sharing it completely.
Yes.
Because we want the book to be read, and you
Yes.
can pick up a copy, purchase a copy at Sips and Stories this Saturday at Small Batch Cellars in North Haven, as well as Roberto's book, too. Eddie Seville, it is 12:51, and how about playing a song for us before we hit the top of the hour? We can continue talking, but I feel like maybe we need some music.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And Eddie talked about the song that he played, The Secrets That We Keep.
Yeah, so I feel like everyone's dragging something around. I certainly am.
I think you're very correct about that.
Well, that's what this speaks to.
Eddie Seville live on wowradiocT.com, 97.7 FM.
What to do with life's regrets for all that's said and done. Mistakes we made along the way, songs we never sung. Times we let love disappear, acting like we didn't care. Lying to ourselves never changed a thing. So hear me sing. The reflections in a looking glass, ghosts of love that couldn't last, shadows of the things that used to be. Memories that echo down a one-way track that's sorrow bound. It's all that fate has left to you and me. So let it be. can't rewrite the story. We can't take back the time. Oh, the bridges that we burn all down the line. If mercy is a river, I hope that it runs deep to wash away the secrets that we keep. Broken prayers and broken dreams, shattered beads on rosaries, whispers from a world we'll leave behind. Years that slip right through our hand like hourglasses spilling sand. Your days are numbered, so are mine. We're all in line. We can't rewrite the story. We can't take back the time. Oh, the bridges that we burn all down the line. If mercy is a river, I hope that it runs deep to wash away the secrets that we keep. Yeah, wash away the secrets that we keep.
Yay.
Awesome.
Great job. Great job.
Well, thank you.
Eddie Seville and the secrets that we keep on wowradiocT.com, 97.7 FM. Eddie will be part of this event that's happening at Small Batch Cellars in North Haven on Saturday afternoon. It's from noon until 4. And Kristen Parsons, it's so great to see you. Usually
Always great to see you.
Yeah, you haven't been here in a while. And I'm a big fan of Small Batch. I've seen a lot of great shows there, and you're very kind. You and Michael let me come up on stage and announce these fabulous musicians. I'll be there again at some point soon. I'm not going to be able to make it on Saturday, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I've got like 18 other things that I have to do.
You'll be there in spirit.
I absolutely will, and this is such an exciting thing. We can continue talking over the top after the top of the hour as well, and I don't have to cut you off. But talk again, Kristen, if you would, about how this is going to be set up on Saturday. I know it's a first for you, so you guys are kind of like the guinea pigs for this.
Yeah, I think
Breaking ground. We're breaking ground.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It's going to be awesome.
Sandy and I are going to kind of set it up together. Tables all outside. Everyone's going to have their own spot, walk around, places to sit, drink some wine, have some food. There's going to be one of our friends, Diane, will be cooking. So she's a new chef now. She's got her license. We're so excited.
Is
so
that
there'll be some
Diane that's
bites.
been working
You
at-
got it.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
cooking now?
Yeah.
Usually she's behind the bar when you walk in,
Diane
right?
Casella. Yep. We're looking
How
forward
about
to
that? So
Yeah.
instead of a food truck, you're going
Right.
to have
A chef.
Diane
Yeah.
cooking.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, this is her first event
Yeah.
that she's
Wow.
doing. So
Wow.
a lot of firsts, a lot of
Nice.
wonderful things. Yeah, she's super excited.
That's
doing, like,
very
little-
cool. So food and, of course, really good wine. Your wines are wonderful
yeah.
there.
Thank you.
And some great authors to meet. Are you all each going to have a table set up where
Yep.
you'll be sitting behind your table to talk about your books and giving autographs and all kinds of stuff? I love this. This is really exciting
They'll all
stuff.
have their wines at the table, so that's where you'll go get your tasting.
Nice.
And walk around and talk about my pairings.
Yeah, I'm curious as to can you talk about now how you chose the wines for each of the authors?
We can use Sandy as the guinea pig.
Okay, you all right with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hers was actually dual.
Okay.
So I haven't met any of the other authors until today, Roberto. But I met Sandy, and I knew she liked Prosecco, so that's the one we went with. Also for the label too, but she's just her book. She shines.
Yep.
She's got a soul.
Oh,
and
thank
she's-
you.
She sparkles. So this sparkling wine,
I love it. Perfect.
don't want to hold
Thank you.
that down.
Nice.
Let her shine.
Yes, thank you. Oh,
So-
everybody at Small Batch is amazing. They're just so excited.
It's really a
great
nice.
group
It's
of
a
people.
gem.
Yes.
Small Batch Cellars is a gem. North
yes.
Haven is
Gonna
lucky
make
to
me
have you
cry.
guys.
You made me cry because we had the labels, and so when the time came to put them on the bottles, I said, Kristen, you need to come with me, and we did the first 2 bottles together, and I was like, I could cry.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a full circle moment, and Diane's so excited about the food, and everybody has, just
Yeah.
just the excitement for Saturday.
And the
is just amazing.
even perhaps more magical thing is that the weather is going to be
yeah.
nice because that's
beautiful.
like
It's gonna be
hasn't
beautiful,
happened
yeah,
at
yeah.
all. All right, we're going to take a break. We've got some news to do. Come back and wrap things up. I want to find out more about where folks, aside from at this event on Saturday, Sips and Stories, where people can find more information about Sandi Young, Roberto Alfaro, and Eddie Seville when we come back. And I'm playing this tune for you guys.
Thank you.
Elvis. Every
Nice.
day I write the book. WowRadioCT.com,
Oh, that's awesome.
97.7 FM. Thank you, Gil Simmons. It's currently 65 degrees in Hamden, 66 Waterbury, 64 in Ansonia, 64 New Haven, 66 Hamden, and 66 in Wallingford outside our studios here at Toyota of Wallingford. In the studio at 1:05 on this Tuesday afternoon, I'm Pam Landry. I should say that too. Roberto Alfaro, Sandi Young, Eddie Seville, Kristen Parsons, all together talking about an event that's happening this Saturday at Small Batch Cellars in North Haven, Sips and Stories. It is Saturday afternoon from noon till 4. It is 8 local Connecticut authors getting together, each author being paired with a different wine from the winery of Small Batch Cellars. Free to attend. However, we encourage you to sample the wines, check out the food, and purchase books from the authors.
Yep.
Roberto Alfaro, your memoir, Fighting Through the Hurdles of My Life. You will have that with you.
Absolutely.
You will be autographing copies of it.
Yep.
Your website, robertoalfaro.com.
Yep.
What did you mention to me? If someone was interested in getting in touch
For
with
speaking
you,
engagements, they could reach me on email, realcop, REALCOP,
I
at
love it.
sbcglobal.net.
realcop@sbcglobal.net.
They-
Because
They can send me an email. This is for speaking engagements.
you're a real cop.
Oh, there you go. Real cop.
Yeah. Roberto, among other things, was a police officer for the city of Hartford. How long ago did you retire from that, Roberto?
2000.
2000. Not that long
I
ago.
did 21 years.
Only 25 years ago.
Only 25 years ago. But then I went to Quinnipiac University. I served another almost 6 years there.
And that's where I met you,
Exactly.
at Quinnipiac.
Yeah.
And Sandi Young, your website, authorsandyyoung.com. And I should note your name is spelled Sandi,
Yes.
Sandi Young. Your book is available there.
Yes. And on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, ebook, paperback, all that good stuff.
All the greats.
And you can have it signed on Saturday.
Yes. Yes, you can. And
Exactly.
Along with my bottle of Prosecco, I will sign that
go.
for you too.
it's going to be a party. Eddie Seville, you have a website, don't you, Eddie?
I do. It's eddieseville.com.
Okay, and that's EDDIE. Seville is, right, IESEVILLE.
Yes.
.com, and Eddie will be there playing his wonderful tunes. Kristen Parsons, Small Batch Cellars. You can find out more information on the website, Small Batch Cellars. That's cellars with a C, as in basement, as in
Yes.
winecellar.com. And Eddie Seville, I was hoping that you would play another tune for us.
Well, I would love to.
Would you do that? It would be an honor.
So hopefully this will tie right in.
What's the name of this one, Eddie?
This is called Ebony and Gold.
Ebony and Gold. Eddie Seville. Well, RadioCT.com.
Killing time is killing me and everything I used to be. Killing hope, killing dreams, killing anything left in between. Dirty deals, dirty skies, dirty water in our eyes, dirty hearts, dirty girls. Man was so full of dirt in this world. So lift me up to a higher place, lift me up. Don't let my heart get cold, lift me up into a state of grace that shines like ebony and gold. Bitter songs I have sung leave a bitter taste on my tongue. Bitter shadows at my door. Oh, I just can't be bitter no more. Lift me up to a higher place, lift me up. Don't let my heart get cold. Lift me up into a state of grace that shines like ebony and gold. I want to kneel down and feel holy ground underneath me. 'Cause I've been looking for a little salvation and some mercy. Lift me up to a higher place. Lift me up. Don't let my heart get cold. Lift me up into a state of grace that shines like ebony and gold. Just like ebony and gold.
Nice.
Eddie Seville.
Wow.
Ebony and Gold, live on wowradiocT.com, 97.7 FM. Eddie, you are amazing.
Yep.
So good.
See how rumors get started?
I'm
thank you. I
gonna
appreciate you listening.
circulate that rumor.
Thank you.
And I should note that our guests are sampling wine.
There's one here for you.
Very, very good
It's
wine.
right here.
I don't know if I can drive this radio station if I'm drinking wine, you know? It's tough. Which one do you have there, Kristen?
We have Rift.
You have
Rift
Rift?
is a red blend.
Rift? R-I-F-T.
You got it.
I thought you
So
said
good.
ripped. Like what you'll be if you drink too much of it.
That's right.
And Rift is what type of wine?
It's a red blend. It's full-bodied Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Primitivo, and Petit Syrah.
What are some of the other wines you have right now? You're constantly changing your wines, right? I think you have some that are always there.
We like to push the envelope a little and try different things. I have Soulshine in the with me as well.
I
and
like
that's a-
Soulshine.
It's
That's a good one.
Sauvignon Blanc, aged in agave casks, so fresh dumped tequila barrels. It's got a little bite on the end. It's real fun. So we just try a lot of different things, and we get to because I just like to experiment.
Well, you've been in the wine business for quite a while.
Over
You
20
worked at
years.
another vineyard before you opened up Small Batch,
Several.
correct?
I worked out in Washington State in the vineyards. And then when I moved back, I worked at a couple in Virginia and a couple up here in Connecticut. And
So
I'm
you know your
still
stuff.
at Chamard Vineyards in Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chamard, yeah, that's a nice place.
Yeah.
You have the purple feet to prove it, probably, right?
The purple nose.
Yeah, and the purple. Oh, yeah, yeah. Small Batch Cellars in North Haven, as I said, it's just a gem of a place. You and Michael have done such a great job with
Thank you.
it. You know, with the music that you've brought in there, and the fact that whether the weather cooperates or not does not matter there because there's a great outdoor place to be, but the indoor is cozy and intimate and just a wonderful place to see live music. So you can't go wrong. And there's no such thing as a rain date.
That's right. Thank you.
I mean, you can always do it. So this Saturday looks like the weather's going to be good
I know.
Let's hope so.
for
And I want to mention
Sips
too.
and Stories. Yes.
That's another connection too. That Kristen was out in Washington State, where I lived.
Where
We
you lived.
15
Wow.
minutes apart from each
Yeah.
other.
Oh my
Another
God! Really?
What a small world, huh?
Another small world connection. that-
So did you live there at the same time?
yeah, I think
Yeah, it
so.
overlapped.
Yeah.
Do you know some of the same people?
I don't think
I don't think so.
That's another conversation to
That
have,
is.
Yes,
right?
it
Yeah,
is.
that's for next time.
Yeah, like how many people did you know this person?
I know.
So the town that you lived in, was it a small town or
So I lived about 30 minutes north of Seattle in Mukilteo and Edmonds, and Kristen was in Bellevue and
Lake
Stevens,
Stevens
and yeah, Lake
Olympic
Stevens many a
Peninsula.
time.
Yeah.
that's so funny. So
Yes.
you're like sisters from another mother.
There you go.
Exactly.
The two of you can tell. And Roberto,
Yes.
you grew up in the Bronx, where
South
my
Bronx,
husband
South
is
Bronx.
from.
Yeah, look at that. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, so we've
Really?
got something in common there.
Look at that.
And Eddie Seville, where did you?
I grew up in Middlebury, Waterbury area.
Okay, so you're a Connecticut boy,
Yes.
and our friend Holly just walked in.
Hello,
Hey, Holly.
Holly's here. Before I let you all go, anything else you'd like to add, Roberto?
Yes, I'm working on another book, which is an anthology with other authors. It's a romance book about true life story about me and my wife. We've been married over 30 some odd years, and we've been through so many great things and amazing, life together. And I just wanted to write a story about her. So
Sweet.
my publishing publishing company reached out to me to see if I had a story about my life and my wife. And I said, absolutely. So I'm working on that. And that's coming out September the 30th of this year.
Oh, that's soon.
That's soon, yeah.
All right, we got to have you back to talk about that book.
And then I'm also working on a fourth book, which is a children's book about me and my mounted horse, the Alex the Wonder Horse.
Really?
Yeah.
When you were a cop in Hartford?
Yeah. So I'm doing a children's book on that. And then the last thing...
That's a great idea. I love that.
Thank you. And then the last thing, there's a movie that's coming out this year that I have a supporting role in. It's called Ricky. And
Ricky.
Ricky. And the director won an award in Sundance.
Nice.
And
Sundance Film Festival.
Film Festival was the best director award. He won it.
What is Ricky about, Roberto?
Ricky's about this gentleman that went to prison and served some time in prison. And by the time he got out, he had a tough time adjusting. Everything around him was,
Different.
had changed. And so I play a supporting role. I'm a cop in this, and, I'm really excited about it. And we actually going to the premiere soon. So
Oh, that's
looking forward
very
to it.
cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
where is the premiere going to be?
I don't know. They haven't sent me that
You
information
don't know.
yet. But
Oh. All right. So we need
yeah.
to find out more about that when
Yeah.
you know. You let us know.
yeah, thank you. Thank
You are a busy guy, man. Oh man.
I try to.
Really? And Sandy Young.
Yes.
What's going on with you? Are you going to write another book?
Yes,
You are.
I will be writing a second book at some point, and I've got third and fourth ideas as well. One might have to be under a pseudonym. But yes, but it's a fun one. But no, I'm so excited for Sips and Stories, and then I'll be heading to Washington State next month. I have an author event out there for all of
Nice.
my West Coast people that I'm super excited about, and I just have to say, like we talked about earlier during the break, the invisible strings, that Eddie mentioned, and it's so very true of connecting with Roberto, being here the same day as Eddie, talking about small batch, showing up that night, meeting Kristen and her willingness, and how here all of us are together. And like I said earlier, my writing journey in Connecticut, that could be a whole nother book of the amazing people that I have met. I had an event last night at a library in West Haven. 2 people I met at the Oyster Festival 2 years ago, and they made this happen.
Wow.
It's amazing. So I thank everybody who has supported me in this journey. It's including and everybody sitting here. It's just been very heartfelt. So
But you are also a very easy person
Absolutely.
to be around and to talk to.
Thank
Same with
you.
Roberto.
Thank
you
you.
guys are
Thank you.
easy to. You just connect with people,
thank
you.
you. I appreciate that.
and you
Appreciate it also.
you radiate.
Thank you.
So-
And that's what my purpose in my book is to help women, help people heal from their experiences and know that they're not alone, and bring us together and support each other and uplift.
And both you and Roberto, I thank you for both doing that with what you've written.
Thank you.
And Eddie Seville with the songs that you write and sing, the same thing.
Yeah, well, I feel like we're all a little broken in some places. Yeah, so it's kind of selfish because it heals me,
Sure,
and
but
hopefully it connects. So if I can connect with someone with a song, that's what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, it's just people rubbernecking a train wreck.
yeah,
So hopefully it connects.
you have a way with words,
Yes.
Mr. Seville.
do.
It's collateral healing.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully. And I
As
have
opposed
to
to
tell you, it's
collateral
such a
damage.
treat to be here and to be counted among you all. And I have played at Small Batch Cellars once before, and I will say it is absolutely a great music venue. It's
Yeah.
a gem in this state.
It's a magical
Indoors,
place.
outdoors. Yeah, the sound was incredible, and the graciousness of you and your staff is
Thank you.
doesn't get by me.
That's awesome.
Well done. And that brings me to Kristen, who is the co-owner with Michael of Small Batch Cellars. And you are a person that brings all of this together
Yes.
at this wonderful little place called Small Batch Cellars in North Haven. For more info on Small Batch Cellars, go to their website, smallbatchcellars.com. You'll find out the whole list of events going on there. And they keep on coming. I mean, we've worked with Fernando Pinto, who's put together so many great shows for you at Small
Yes.
Batch.
He's the best.
He's terrific. So a lot more music to come, and hopefully more author events.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep,
that
yep.
would be exciting.
I know that this one is going to hit it out of the park. So well done.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you so
Great.
much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Pam.
Thanks all for coming.
Thank you for
And
having us.
I'm going to play a tune that for some reason I just think is fitting. I don't know. It's upbeat.
Love
What
it.
is
Love it.
hip?
Thank you, Pam.
Love it.
WowRadioCT.com, 97.7 FM.